Good morning, everyone. welcome to the stream. This is for YouTube. Um, welcome. It is Monday, 9:16 a.m. on April 17th, and we're going to be making an owl today. We're going to be making some changes to a prior avatar. So we're going to be start with that owl. Yeah. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, you can always reach me on Twitch Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central. Snarda multiplayer blender. Ooh. Is this a new thing? Did something get announced? Also, good morning. Hello. Happy Monday. I'm off to a late start today, but I just pretend it is whenever I tune into Twitch Blender stuff. Heck yeah. I like that thought. Hmm. Smells like something's just cooking something. Not sad for me. I have manually face rigging with Rigify, building, not using MetaHuman. Oh, giving yourself a challenge. Well, it'll be worth it in the end, but that does indeed sound challenging. Hey, good morning, Pixie. Hello, hello. Body parts are easy and nice, but the face gives me so many Python errors. Uh-oh. That's true. Certainly makes it a bit more difficult. Do you have are you do you have a compatible version of Rigify in there? Excuse We should start on the hair. Yes. Also have this tail. Kind of like how this one looks. So we'll do something like this. A bit stylish. Rigify is all good. It's just that for face rigging, if you look for tutorials, you usually find use the base face. Do not make your own for. Yes, I do not doubt that. Birdie. 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 Whoa. Birdie. First day on the job. You get a new job. That's exciting. How this looks, but it isn't what I want. I need to actually delete this. Oh, heck yeah. What are you doing? And congrats. Congrats. What kind of job? Jorb. Been a 6-week internship these last years. You've been in an internship for multiple years? That sounds tough. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Well, I certainly wish making money again. I certainly wish you well with getting into settling into this new position. Sounds like you've already got a handle on it if they were training you. So I can spend them again. Emergency? Yeah. Thank you. Hello. Mm, do a little bit of this. All right, this looks like a tail. Tail feathers. Shaking them tail feathers. Will we do me on stream too? Or yeah, if I don't know if I heard back from you from my latest message. Oh, there. Oh, okay. Sorry, I totally missed that. Let me make sure we have that marked, and I can come back to that later. But yeah, maybe I'll take a look at that towards the end of today, because if it is just a matter of pointing you to the right scene so you can get it uploaded, then I'll just kind of walk you through that. Maybe I'll make a little tutorial of it. All right, he's looking pretty good. So let's get physical. Fuel. 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 Oh. So we want to make an eyelash. She's got little tears in his eyes, I think. So you got the indent Curvature starts about midway, and kind of a thicker eyelash. So we'll merge this one here, M at last. This one here. Then we'll give it a cut. Boom. Also crease this one. And move it out. Like so. Now rotate it so it shrinks on this side. Then some cuts to fill that in. Bada boom. And there we go. All right, something like that. Then we can take this part, extrude it, and extrude again. Now we've got a little lash. I just remembered some of my dream that I had last night. Dreamt I was on some sort of vacation and a car caught on fire, something like that. All right. I find that throughout the day, there's a specific point in the day, usually it's in the afternoon, where I kind of start remembering my dream from the night before. I don't know how common that is. Do most people remember their dreams later in the day or earlier in the day? I don't know. There we go. All right, so now we got an eyelash. Looks pretty good. Now, because this character has very much an anime style, I'm not sure if we'll use an eyeball. We may just use an eye socket with a floating thingamajig. Thingamajig, a better word for it. Floaty thingamabobber. Getting all Little Mermaid up in here right now. Boom. 80. Nice. All right. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful eyelash. We also need an eyebrow. Right there. It looks like, oh, here, perfect. Here. Like that. It looks like that right there. So to do that, I'm actually just going to duplicate this face right here and separate it. Because we already got something in the right position. No need to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. Actually, we have a much better view on the eyelash as well. So we should make this corner sharper. A little bit more like that. And we'll even kind of crease this one a little bit. Nice. This could probably go over a little bit more. This can go up. So this can go down. Both go up. Something to that effect. All right, eyebrow. So eyebrow, I'm going to do one little spike. Ching. And then this little shape. Boom. The eyebrow's kind of small though, relative to the face. And we'll take this section as well, extrude it, shrink it, move it, bop it. Let's take the whole thing, flatten it, flatten it. All right. Something a little bit more like this, like this. That. And I would vertex crease this. Nice. Awesome. That looks great. So now we'll extrude from the front. I don't know if we want to vertex crease any of this. Instead, we want a normal crease. Vertex creases get tricky. Tricky indeed. And then we'll also just delete this, the back of it. Because you really shouldn't be able to see the back of an eyebrow. Something's going wrong if you can see the back of someone's eyebrow. In real life and in VR. All right, very cute, very cool. The hair is very messy, so that'll be an interesting thing to make. I would say hair has definitely become the most manual thing to make. It's not a bad thing, but it is a thing. So we'll start with I think a UV true troll hair. We're gonna start with a sphere here. Actually, I'm gonna delete that, remake it. Actually, let's do a circle. Circle of 8. Shrink it, put it way up top. I prefer circles of 8. I think that's the minimum amount of vertices you need to make a good circle with a subdivision. Surface. And this will be the start of our hair. All right. I'm going to raise this up. So I want to start tearing these right away, like this. So we can begin making individual strands. We got one little boop, boop, right about there. And then another chunk. This one's a bit bigger. Boom, boom. These will be our additional sections for the hair. I think for going off to the side, it's actually easier to just do this. Boom. Something to that effect. Now the hair is quite poofy. Got these little wisps coming up over. And a lot of little strands. Hmm. Now I could continue subdivision modeling. The temptation to use a hair particle system to make the hair is always super strong. We can give it a shot. Why not? Why not? Always go back to it afterwards. So make a sphere. Something that basically fits the overall shape of the head. like that. We don't need the bottom. Or maybe we do. For the back of the head. Definitely don't need this section. All right, something like that. So we're going to make a collection for this. Create here a new collection. We'll call it hair. We'll call this one hair subdiv. And this one will be hair base. Why do we need a hair base? Because we're going to create a empty hair. What does this do? This allows us to go into a different kind of sculpt mode where we can create strands of hair. Oh, that's cool. So there's an internal plate. Nice. That's a little long. Let's say 0.5. 1, 2. All right, that should be too much. Right about there. Okay. So now that we've done that, now that we can make a hair, what we need to add on top of this is a geometry nodes. And we'll call it hair or AP hair. Go over to geometry nodes, and we basically want to take a curve or curve to mesh. Boom. We add another curve for the profile. Right here. So now we've got a little hair. And we'll say the radius is about that big. I'll do a resolution of 4 because we want a nice tapered shape. Also, this is way too much geometry. Again, resample the curve, make it a little bit thinner. 12. Oops, 12. And then as well, what we want is to, I forget how to do this. We scale spline length, curve info, curve line. Sample curve. Something we want to scale the GeoNode scale mesh along curve. Resample instance index. That's not what I want. Spline parameter factor. Spline parameter. And they put that in the scale on the instance, but we can't really scale the instance. We just want to scale the mesh. If it's a transform geometry, we move it. Just do that. What's that do? Nothing. It doesn't work like that. Do and or XYZ factor. Go on all of these. Still doesn't work. Why? Curve parameter node. So we need it to get the curve. Okay, so we need to do is we capture an attribute. The factor. We can do that. No, it's not capture, it's transfer attribute. Source geometry must contain a mesh. Okay, so that's not going to work at all. Load. Let's look this up again. GeoNode shape curve.
This video, this is a good way to visualize what this resample curve node does, because right now the noise texture is trying to deform. Fine, but it only has 10 support. So when we turn it up higher, you can suck it. That's something I explained a little more in my other video, and I'll also put a link to the documentation on this noise texture. Let's hit Shift A, radius right there. Have spline parameter right here. So I'm just going to plug the factor into the radius right there.
Gotcha. Set curve radius. Super easy. Spline parameter. Morning, Sam. Sorry about the message spam this morning. No, you're totally fine. I just sat down. I ended up grocery shopping this morning, so I was kind of away from my computer. But I look forward to checking it out. All good. All good. There's a way to turn a curve, reverse curve. There we go. All right, so now we've got a really, really simple little setup here. It's also a way to get way to get the shape better. Color ramp. That'll work. Push this up like that. Make it a little bit softer. Don't like this little tip. There we go. And then we'll duplicate this. Do a little bit of that. 5. Okay, that's already halfway. Ease. Yeah, that looks fine. All right, so now now we can go ahead and start really messing around with this. Sorry, no, I take that back. We have the resample curve. We want it to be length or something. Because that way it'll resample appropriately depending on how long the hair is. But now we can go into sculpt and we can kind of play with this, which is fun. So hopefully we could get good hair shapes this way. Maybe we need this piece a little bit bigger. Not that big. Straighten it out. Then just kind of push it. The hard part with this so we have multiple hairs, many hairs. And we should get some controls over the hair itself. Basically gonna have to do this one at a time. Or we just take this, duplicate it back in here, delete it, add it. So we're going to try to go for this little curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. We can kind of curve it that way. Get that messy hair. Let's give it some length. At least like 1 or 2 of them. A little bit more length. Get some variety in there. Now, there is a way to select. Which I cannot see with this on. Strength sphere projected. And fall feels odd, so we'll do a bit of that. Out a little bit. All right. That's the wrong thing. Then curve that one down too. All right. Now really hard to tell what's highlighted with that. All right, but now we've got just some nice variation there. And we got to do this a bunch of times because there's a lot of individual strands. And this little guy set to wireframe, just so we know we need to delete it later. Duplicate, sculpt mode, delete, add in a few more. So now we're going to do this lower strand here, kind of what's hidden under this longer one. And it goes, it kind of covers up the eyebrow on the right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. And we'll kind of bring them down. They should definitely be a little bit shorter. And like that. And we'll puff them. Get the spacing a little bit better. Shrink them again. All right. Yeah, it looks like too many. IML. Let's redo this. So add them one more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. Smooth. can always adjust them afterwards, so I'm not super concerned about getting it perfect right now. Mostly just want to get the main shapes in. Like, then we'll do this strand here. Seems just to be like 2 or 3 strands going off to the sides. 2, 3. One of them is quite a bit longer and the other ones are shorter. So we'll grow this one. Bring those ones back. Gotta pull these ones out if we can. Yeah, a little bit of spikiness. I think I like that. Smooth it just a little. Nice. And then this one also just kind of, I don't want it quite on the eye. Shouldn't be in the eye, just to the side of the eye. And lastly, just flip out the end there. That's pretty good, actually. All right, leave it there. Take a sip of coffee. Back to object mode, duplicate. Sculpt mode, delete. Time to redo. Or do the next. Next, we'll do the other sideburn, which there's 2 chunks. We have this chunk up here, and then another little one that kind of wraps around. So we'll have to do another one here, because there's this chunk below the fake ear. That's kind of got its own little look. Hello, Pixel. I can never get in the habit of sculpting hair strands for some reason. With thicker strands, I end up just modeling them. So I do like to cut particle hair. So yeah, perhaps I should give this approach another go. I think normally I would do subdivision modeling, but with just how, like looking at the reference, there's just so many individual strands that this one seems to suit it the best. Also, good morning, Pixel. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you came by. Heck yeah. D&D stream. Da, da, da. Puff, 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 puff. We're growing the community. I like it. Becoming interconnected. This one just isn't smoothing out. There. Okay. But definitely the way I'm doing it right here, Snardum, is just breaking it up into individual chunks. That makes it a lot more manageable. A lot of times I like try to do the whole thing all at once, and that's awful. But knowing that I will be turning it all into a mesh at the end, I'm a little bit more okay with doing that. Enjoy the gift sub. Meryl was on fire that night, I guess. Literally. Hey, one more. Getting that 100. If y'all haven't yet, you could be the 100th subscriber to Era right now. Or 100th follower. Complete the number. Meryl's viewer mind that tend to spam gift subs at Focus Stop on followers. Great guy. Oh, well, good. Dun, dun, dun. Grow him just a little bit more. Pull it in just a little bit more. Should just be against the side of the head. Like that. All right. Clump. This chunk up here is nice, but I feel like I should have done all these bottom ones first before I did this one, so I'd know where exactly to place this chunk, because now I feel like I should redo that a little bit. Or, yeah, because I feel like there should be some more hair kind of coming out here and going over. We'll see. Let's take a look. So what I could do is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Fill that in. Then we'll have this little chunk that kind of goes forward like this. Then over to the side a little. Let's do the side first. Lift it up. Then over to the front. Probably should have done this in 2 separate chunkaroons. Feels good. Nice little spike. Smooth this one out a little. Actually give it a little bit of puff. Just want to pull those away from each other. Go to mods, let's hit this. Can I just select an individual strand? I'd love to be able to select just one. Completely. Rather than it being this sphere, just be a little selector. I don't see the ability to do that. I think that'd be my biggest complaint with with this so far. This process. Probably have to delete 2 of these. Same here, just one of them. Which one? Top. I like how this looks on the top, so just this one. Then we'll go into selection. Alt A. Get just this guy. Really can't tell if I'm selecting him or not. All right, that's not too bad at all. I think it's kind of heading the right direction. Certainly getting that tousled, is that word? Tousled look. Ooh. What is our count right now? So we go to stats. That's actually pretty good. We're only at 3K right now on the hair. That's not bad. So we could expect probably 12K total for all the hair we're going to make. And then we have a lot of opportunity to even further optimize it later by just going in and dissolving some of these slices. Actually, a good question is, what does it look like when we bake it? If I take this one and mesh it, object, convert to mesh. Well, that's concerning. I want to bake this. Creating a mesh at the end. Oh, I see what they're going to do. And then he just meshed on it. All right, that's easy. I know you use AutoRig Pro, but have you ever used slash heard of the Game Rig Tools add-on? That does not sound familiar to me. Game Rig Tools add-on. Let's check that. Hmm. Gotcha. Been looking into what fits my work slash workflows, not buying anything yet, but because otherwise my list would be too big. That's super fair. So this is definitely very useful and certainly seems like they have a lot of very, very useful features, especially if you could get constraints in. That would be interesting. Um, but from what I understand, the Auto Rig Pro, I don't know if I can open this right now. Optimized to your game rigs, etc. Hey there, Albin. Hello, saw you upload a new YouTube tutorial. Indeed, yeah, we're working on that was the Auto Rig Pro thing there that we uploaded. Let's see. I don't have any characters open right now. Go to Zoom. But yeah, we're just sharing some info on Auto Rig Pro, especially because I'm recommending it so much, which I'm about to do right now. um, but for AutoRig Pro, they do have a direct Unity to humanoid export setting, and that includes baking your animations. And it gives you a similar setup where you can have each action listed out here. So, from what I'm seeing in this option, it is similar. Um, and it does do these kind of same things. Optimize the number of bones, remove scaling issues, can zero out transforms. So a lot of these features are kind of included in here. And it does generate a nice optimized rig from the control rig then, right? Correct. It removes all the control things. So bringing in the essentials. So we look at the rig right here. Like you have facial bones, but it won't include them. It'll bake them down. You can even remove the twist bones. Um, and it does give you the option selected bones only, selected objects only. So there's a decent amount here. And you also have Unreal up here as well, because you can do Unreal Humanoid. Manually cloning a rig, cleaning up, putting constraints in is too much work for me. 100%. The constraints thing is interesting. I don't quite know what that means in that context because I don't really carry over constraints from Blender into Unity. So I don't quite understand what they're saying with that. If it's like one to one and you're able to like directly bring in all your constraints, um, that'd be cool. But I don't quite think that's the case. Um, but yeah, when I have constraints in Blender, they're not brought in to Unity, and with this rig as well, only bones named a certain way are brought in Unity. Set up control rig, then set up a rig for game, so less bones, etc. Then constrain those bones to control rig again, manual workflow. Gotcha. Um, hmm. If you're saying you set up the control rig, so you're saying you set up the control rig again in the game? In a manual workflow, yes. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure. I That is an interesting question. What game engine are you looking to use? Basically, copy control cleanup, put in constraints, and that's the game, right? Oh, gotcha. Yes. Um, yeah. So if you're just looking to make sure that the version you have in the game doesn't have the control rig, then AutoRig Pro will do that for you. That sounds exactly like what we're doing. Uh, if you're looking to create a control rig inside of a game engine, only Unreal really has that built in. Um, but from what you've been saying, that doesn't sound like what you're trying to do, but just in case I'm confused. Why can't I delete these hairs? There we go. Yeah, but I saw you'll be still be doing a lot of setup for the control rig and use as far as I've seen for more complex characters, but it does support it. So one of the things I learned about is that um, if you are interested in using Unreal Engine, there is a specific add-on you can get from Unreal that will automatically transfer Unreal rigs to Unreal, and I think it can bring your control rig stuff along for the ride, which is pretty cool. So, and it's a direct from Unreal Engine Blender add-on. I'd have to search for it to find it again, but I know that exists. So again, it just depends on what uh, game engine you're looking to use. I think I just accidentally redid that. A list of add-ons that potentially could be nice to have. That one is free. Because it's a direct from Epic. Which is nice. I mean, free is my favorite type of cost. But I'm 90% sure it also brought in control rig stuff. It's like their own version of Rigify. What's this? I've never seen that spawn mesh brush. So this is not quite a spawn mesh. What we're using here are hair curves. So there's this hair curve system built into Blender, uh, and you can spawn little hairs you can move around. Usually it's for like more realistic hair. And then I have created a little geometry nodes script to make a mesh along it, uh, which is pretty useful. It's a little different. Not always the best option, but it does have its uses. A lot of times for VR chat characters, it might give you too much geometry. Can't be easy to retope all that hair later on, though. These ones I don't plan on retopo. Oh, I might, but it wouldn't be. I would still. This is the geometry I'll probably take in, because it's dense, but it's not crazy dense, and I can still go in and blend out some of this stuff. About as bad as using just regular curves. Also, hello, Alvin. I hope you're having a good Monday so far. Good moon day. You always retopo later if you must reduce it. I first read that as seduce it. Seduce the retopo. Been studying animation principles all day. Heck yeah. Well, that is good to hear. There's definitely some mesh in here we'll be able to delete, because you won't even be able to see it. Do you do any animation, Sam? I've done a few little short animations, but nothing too crazy. So that I think I've shared that grease pencil animation before. Of the like girl in the tavern. Um, my hope for animation is to really just use VR chat for motion capture and stuff like that. I think I've shared it before. Didn't look into that. It looks interesting. Okay. Yeah, I can share that again. Yeah, I'll just link the video there. YouTube Sam Detter. That's crazy. I actually have quite a few videos on YouTube. I think I'm gonna hit something soon. It's this little grease pencil animation. Nothing crazy. It's more like a stop motion almost. Very simple. May fit my future thoughts, but time is a premium. Premium. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's why the motion capture seems so appealing to me. I've had some fun with green screen rooms as an easy solution. Of course, not true motion capture, but it's quick and dirty. I would say whatever works. Whatever works. Like, and it's all about efficiency at the end of the day. Lurk, lurk. All right, so we're gonna do this side one now, just like this chunk, and then this chunk here. Do this. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I think VR chat. I've talked about this many times before, but we'll talk about it again because I love it. VR chat's gonna be amazing for making content. Like you can totally do entire TV shows in VR chat. I'm 100% confident of that. And I can't wait to explore that a little bit further. I think that's the future for sure. Pixel and I have talked about this before. And Pixel's doing real cool stuff on TikTok. These little shorts, short animations, just like interacting with the world, doing things to the character. Really smart ways to approach it. You also dabble in voice acting here. I like the shopkeeper's design, by the way. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know how much voice acting I'll do myself once I like I kind of like doing it, but I feel like I would take it would take a decent amount of practice. Yeah, I like I've noticed that my designs, my like drawing designs and stuff tend to be a little bit more they remind me of Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, that kind of era of character design. All right, got some little bit of messiness here. I have this snake hook. Oh, what? That's cool. Did not know that's how that worked. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this one then. And get the snake hook. We'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Get that nice messiness in. Huh, that's interesting. Sorry. Uh, not a bad place to be though. 100%. 100%. Creepy when it moves. Oh, like little snake. We'll duplicate this one. Boom. Go back into sculpt mode and delete them. And we're gonna add, I think, just one, two, and three right here. And we want these to kind of go back. They should be much shorter. But we just want to cover up the roots there of the other strands. That's really our goal there. Nice coverage. But, solid talk animation. I really hope to eventually be telling some sort of narrative story through VR chat. I think I'm going to try to focus on doing that on TikTok first so I can make them like really bite sized. Um, or like shorts, just very shorts. Yeah. TikTok's just one way to do that. Oh, excuse me. Maybe I can slap a mirror mod on here. I can't. Oh, okay. Forgot. Huh, that worked out. Got my little source mesh ends. Actually looks pretty good already. We give it a material. I think I have to assign it manually. Yeah. There we go. It's looking quite good though. Definitely feel like we're hitting a good look. I wish I could set the radius of it a little bit easier. We'll have to do that afterwards because they're all the exact same size, which is fine, but I think we could do a little bit differently. Looking good. Kind of reminds me of Noctis from Final Fantasy. Let's shrink these ones just a little. All right. So we're going to take this. Duplicate it. Flip it around. Move it back. So we do need to start working on the back of the hair, which is a little bit easier. We'll do strands starting at the bottom and going up till we fill there. It's interesting that that seems to be kind of the easiest for hair. It's like you don't want to start at the top. You want to start at the bottom and then layer going up. It seems to work the best. Huh, that worked out really well already. Just leave it like that. All right, one more round. Up here. A little bit further. The cool thing about using the geometry nodes for this is it does actually, it's a better than normal curves, in my opinion, because it has, you can't, like if you take a normal curve and you shrink it really tiny, it's always the same amount of vertices, no matter what size it is. But due to the geometry nodes, we use this resample curve node, and it uses a world length to determine where it should add additional cuts. So that means that if it's just below a certain density, it just disappears, and it will dissolve the cuts as it shrinks. So it actually kind of helps keep things optimized. Okay, now we want to start getting a little bit messier with it. So one more duplication. And here we'll do kind of uneven order. Something like that. A little bit too much. That reduction is pretty nice, by the way, compared to normal curves. Really need to dive into the nodes more often. I, yeah, I'm feeling the same way because just like I see people doing stuff on Twitter and it just like blows my mind. And even just a little bit can make, basically, you can just like make modifiers the way you want them to work. You know, you're like, oh man, I wish I had a modifier that did this. Perfect. Wish granted. But geometry nodes are, I wouldn't say that they're um, intuitive. I do think that they have a bit of a learning curve for sure. Shift A, search. What does this do? And we'll get there eventually. Exactly. And there are some cool packs out there of like people have put together like geometry nodes stuff. Because a lot of times you need like a few more. You need like a, what am I trying to say? You know, it's like a chunk of logic to do kind of something that you'd expect to be a little bit standard. Um, anyway, so it speeds up because there are other resources out there you can just download for free, or tutorials, that kind of thing. But it's great. It's cool. That looks a little scraggly. white and liking that's coming out. That's way too uniform. Maybe we need to do a little bit more up top before we continue that. Oh, okay, it's water. Oops, sorry about that. Not the tastiest. Okay, so for the head or the hair, the ears should come out a little bit further. Or these false ears. A little bit more like that. Something like that. Ooh. duplicate. We're going to try to go for this strand that goes over the head. Grow it first. And it kind of goes all the way over. Most importantly, kind of creates this little negative space, which I would love to be able to recapture because I think that's interesting. Interesting challenge. Is there a little bit more, a little bit longer? Yeah, that helps that messy look. I'll have to go through and make a bunch of little individual strands too. Now for the back, the cowlick kind of starts here, so I want little strands going off to the side. Like this. Get the pinch tool, kind of hit it a bit. There we go. Something like that. Duplicate. Delete. And in this section, we want to kind of fill out this spot here. Bring that in a little bit. Go into comb. Let's pull one strand out. That. Whew, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Oh, Monday. Hello, hello. Got another hour, and then I'll be stopping for lunch. Ba, ba, ba. Boo, 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 boo. Huh? Yeah, I've read them a text. Have you not done your text? Oh yeah.
I just need to actually.
Gotcha. Oh, hey there, AP. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Also, that was my brother, everyone. Oh, no problem. How's your weekend? It was good. It's good. Um, went out, went to a bookstore, went on a little date kind of dealio, and then I that was it. Then played a bunch of racquetball. That was fun. Yeah, I got some whiskey. Um, I put together a ton of stuff for my tutorial for AutoRay Pro. Um, and then I made an asset for any avatar creators out there. I made a eye parameter asset. Uh, yeah, other than that, it was pretty chill. How's your weekend? Also, we're working on the hair. I made the tail, some tweaks. So everything needs to be tweaked still, but kind of getting things placed correctly, getting things in the right spot. Didn't really do much, but I did plan more for the VR music convention that I'm applying to. Hey, that's awesome. That's very cool. Quite exciting. Well, I hope you do well on that. At the very least, it's fun to apply for. Is it like a competition or what is that exactly? called Music VCat. It's like the VCat Xbox, except only for music. Interesting. Huh. That's super exciting. What kind of music do you do? Sorry to yawn. Really like Dead Mouse inspired dance music, so I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from his music style. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that like EDM, I believe? I mostly listen to metal, so I'm not quite as familiar with electronic stuff. Not that I dislike it. No, I do like it quite a bit. Just don't tend to listen to it very often. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, that is awesome. And I look forward to listening to it, especially if you're into the expo. I'll have to go walk around and find you, find your booth. It's like your hairstylist combing his hair. Absolutely. Just give him a little trim, making sure everything's all looking good, fashionable. Should do the sphere. Do the sphere. All right, last one. Our last main layer. We'll still probably go through and add some individual strands. What's this sorcery? Hello, Arctic. This is hair curves. So we can add hair curves, which are these. If I zoom in here, underneath this we have these little curves. So it's like a hair particle system. And then we have a geometry nodes curve on top of it, which is pretty simple. Basically, it just takes the curve, adds a mesh to it, so you kind of get a curve from it. And it's not. I think this is the direction Blender is going, and like going to support this direction. Still some difficulty with it in some ways, but overall, it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I think as it gets better, um, there's just a few features, few aspects of it that kind of bug me. I wish it was easier to select individual strands. But it's very cool. That's very cool. Good job to the Blender team for putting this one together. And to the Geometry Nodes team. But yeah, hello Arctic. I hope you're having a good day. Good start to the week. Moon Day. Looks a little odd, but I'll leave it because I think some of these I'll go back and I'll add some other tufts. We'll delete some of these, make some of them bigger, some of them longer. Get that messy, chunky look. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask how hard it would be to add a decal to his hoodie when you start modeling it. There's a logo made from pixel art that I was thinking of adding. Well, if you have the picture of that hoodie, it's not too difficult to add at all. So if you want me to add that, then yeah, I can go ahead and do that. Doing all right. Just migrated an older avatar to the CC and updated the Koyomi shaders yesterday. So been fixing it ever since. Well, I wish you well with that fixing. That is always the curse of updating. It's like you get to do it twice. That's good. I'll message that soon. Yeah, please do. Then we'll do one more right here. Actually, we'll do this on its own. Not that many, just one, two. Shrink them. Comb them. Just want to fill this little inside space. Never updated my booth's avatar damage, but I've been a little too afraid to touch it. Technically, there are fizz bones now, so VR chat automatically updates dynamic bones into fizz bones. Um, so inside of the game, you do have fizz bones now. But it's not too bad of an update to fix that. Why doesn't everything just use Blender Principle BSDF? I mean, that's what what's it called? Universal Scene Description is trying to do. We'll see how successful that is. It would be nice though if all materials just shared the same properties. Bam, 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 bam. All right, finished that. All right. There we go. There'll be some more tweaking later, but that's a good start on the hair. It's around 20,000 vertices. It's pretty normal for hair. Pretty normal. Pretty normal. Now for the eyes, though. Excuse me. I'd have to do that after the subdivision's applied. So bring that in. make the face a little bit more shapely. Nice, that looks really good actually. Huh, just that little tweak added a lot. And then we'll bevel the eyes later so we get some additional resolution there. But we're looking awesome. At a circle, 8 vertices, at a subdivision. We're gonna subdivide divide it twice, fill it in. We're also going to mirror it. I'm going to delete only the face, select it, grid fill it. Yes. A little bit smaller. Goodness. For the mouth, be nice to just have it a little bit more rounded. What's the best way to do that? We're going to take the beak, duplicate it, move it back a ways, shrink it down a ways, bring it in like that, flip the normals, then take this edge and this one and bridge them. So now we've got lips, basically. I think we will want the corner to go all the way to here. So let's go ahead and undo that. Take this, rip it. Or, no, not that. We want this one. Rip that. Do the same thing here. Then bridge again. Oops. Darn. Darn. A little bit more difficult to do for some reason. That wasn't too bad. There we go. Okay, now we have the corner of the mouth. It feels like a better spot. All right. Oh. What do I see in there? Something. like that, but it's not quite what we want. Let's run a crease here. So I can grab these edges and move them back a ways. Just getting a little bit more space on the lip. Then we can cut it. Now I've got a nice little curve. That definitely looks a lot more like something between a mouth and a beak. I'm going to give these a little bit of crease. To 2. What's this? That, or maybe instead we just run an additional cut down the middle. This one. Baffle again. I guess it's already doing what it's going to do. So we just need to move these then. Interesting. There we go. Okay, that feels better. There we go. Now what's going on with this one? It's not vertex creased, but it looks rather sharp compared to everything else. Why is that? Because there's an extra vertex right here? Yeah, that's exactly why. There's just a random extra vertex there. So let's see if we can combine these. And there we go. Which means now, because we actually have a little bit extra resolution here, we can make the chin just a little bit pointier, which I think will help sell that animu quality. Nice. Okay. Looking good. The bottom of the beak could use a little bit of work. Sorry to be annoying, but can you go to the kimono corner where you have the other avatars? I want to compare eye sizes. Well, if you have the reference, you're always welcome to look at them. I don't mind reviewing it, but if you're just looking to look at the image, this one, this one, this one here. I'm on my phone, sorry. Got it. It's probably going to be a little bit hard to compare until we have textures in. Nice. That's good. like that. It looks a little odd being so rounded, but it shouldn't be too long. It's good. It's like sharper. And here, something to that effect, but of course, we don't want it to clip through the bottom. Better. Interesting. The need to minimize the stretch here. Minimize the stretch. Something like that. We do have an extra loop here. 1, 2. We have 2 extra loops. Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's right. They're just in very different positions. Something like that. I think it's very important when modeling the mouth to get the polygons to line up. Because that way, when they deform, they move together. If they're in different positions, you're going to get very different behavior or deformations. Nice, much better. Okay, much smoother. Things feel a little bit more correct. All right, good. Oh, thank you, Pixie. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it came out well. It'll be fun to add some more colors in there. Excuse me. Mom. All right. I like the way this is. Try to capture that a little bit. I've already UV mapped these. Just the hands. All right. Then, if that's the case, I'm actually going to just dissolve segments. I like that. Alrighty. I like the way the face is coming out, but I think the chin's a little too far forward. I like that it's pointy, but it can be pointy and back a little bit. Keep that soft owl shape. Point 8. All right, let's get some bird legs in. Some birdie leggies. Let me do one at a time. Yeah. All right. This spot's a little odd here. We could clean this up just a little bit. What's the best way to do? Okay, I see. First, let's grid fill. Boom. And then we could just simply dissolve this edge. Take this section here, rip it. That one will just hide. This section will move back. So it kind of closes. Boom. First name I'm going in for the music fed is Owl Eye, so I'm happy to have an owl avatar to go along with it. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty exciting. Do you DJ in VR chat as well? I believe we talked about this. You said you do. And you teach classes as well for DJing, I believe. Sometimes a DJ in VR chat. Very cool. Teaching stuff is more of an IRL thing. Gotcha. Did I just recreate what I had before? Can't quite tell. It's a little different. Just very slightly different. I think that's probably as good as it's going to get. The VR photo shoot for the promotional stuff should be fun, though. Oh, very cool. Are you having a friend help you with that? Yeah, now that I say that, I should think about finding worlds to take photos in. There's a lot of nice worlds. I think if you search photo worlds, you might get some good ones. And there's some like groups and stuff, or playlists. I forget what they're called. World playlists, something like that. That should point you in a good direction. I have a travel guide on Insta. Oh, heck yeah. You should check out Pixel's or Pixie's Insta. Or trying to build one. The wonders of VR. I think a good place would be the Shader Fest map. There's a lot of cool, weird things to take photos with over there. If you haven't been to the Treehouse map, I would highly recommend that. It's one of the places to go, and there's tons of craziness there. I think it's a Treehouse in the Shade, I believe. Any world that has a good sunset, also nice. Cyberpunk worlds for like lighting. Anything with a lot of lights. You can also go on Twitter and then look up like VR chat photography, and just uh, see what worlds people have discovered or used or took photos of. Usually they credit the worlds that they've taken photos of, um, and that would definitely cut down on some of your time searching. Um, Though you might get a wide variety of photos if you search that on Twitter. uh, Viewer beware. What's that? You going somewhere?
Okay.
Gotcha. Nice. All right. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to cheat. The power of digital art. Digital. Don't like these little bumps on the side. See if we can get rid of these. Thank you. .3D is all about cheating. 'I signed up to participate in this study on VR advertising that's happening in about an hour. It's a little funny to be asked about stuff like that, but getting paid for it. Huh. Fascinating. I would love to learn more about that once you've gone through the study. Like who's asking those questions? What company, etc. It's an interesting thing to get insight into. Who wants to know? Three should be able to do a grid like that. And like that. All right, much better. Yeah, well, the University of Michigan is hosting it apparently. Huh. It must be for someone's graduate project or something. Just tell them that VR advertising doesn't work and no one should ever use it. No, I'm just kidding. It's interesting because it's probably just about as effective as real world advertising. Now, do you see the billboards when you drive around? Much better. That looks much better on foot. Oh, it's noon already? Wow. Wow. That went by quick. But we'll keep working a little bit longer. Let's say another 15 minutes. $19.02. Times flies when you have fun. Do really like the advertising in the VCAT maps, but that's because it's engaging. Absolutely. And it's a bunch of like, individuals. It's not like a corporation or something. It's not Facebook breathing down your neck. It's people that like VR for VR, not people looking to just simply exploit VR. People who have passion and zest for life. Zesty. Nice. All right. Bam. For the arms of AP or Alex here, should they match this guy where he has like bird feet arms, or should it be more based on the reference? Match the reference. Oh, right. Perfect. My reference. Gotcha. Long time ago, I based this model on the owls from BoJack Horseman, but the feet change is something I wanted to be a little bit more realistic. Gotcha. Never watched BoJack Horseman. I knew it'd kind of be a little too much for me. Also, does he have fingernails? Have you seen the Owl House? It's not sound familiar to me. That's either like a comic or a documentary. I'm assuming he does not have fingernails. Should back up. Sorry. He definitely have fingers, but fingernails. Gotcha. Okay. I like the first few seasons of BoJack Horseman, but it starts to feel like too much after a certain point. It was very much in your face depression. Are you heading out, Joe? I'll take that as a yes. Sorry to yell there. Point 2 S. Oh, it's the gotcha. Just a little bit more taper. Stolas. I'm not sure what stolas are. Aldine. Ah, I like that. See you later.
Okay.
Will do.
I'm good. I'm trying to explain a lot of stuff. It's also really hard for me with this door open.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna head get a bunch of the weight stuff, head north and about
Okay.
see how it goes. So
Just go easy on the car if it gives you any more warning stuff. Yeah. Sounds good. Good luck. All right, that's actually a good hell of a boss. Oh yeah. Stolas, of course, the boyfriend of one of the protagonists. I haven't watched much of Hello Boss, but I like the avian designs in the show. They're very good. Just talking to someone about that show. It's good. It's cool to see so much indie content coming out. Hey there, Frank. Welcome. Oh, that's not cut there. I feel like I should make the head a little bit smaller. The eyes a little bit bigger. So much orientated animation on TV is really trash, so I'm happy that independent creators are getting more attention. Also agree with your choice. Sounds good. Yeah, the it's definitely a lot of just all right stuff out there. Just all right. How do I adjust the head? Bam. Interesting. So I have this interior object. This guy. Okay, gotcha. Boom, boom, tab, GZ. Right about there, so just a little bit more neck. Copy this. Go to the base. Boom. So I have to move it here. Just have to keep that in mind. But can I transform? Okay, perfect. Nice. That worked out well. And then if I shrink it, though, I have to do origin to geometry. Okay, interesting. So take these and we'll put the cursor right here. Point 0.6s. A little bit smaller. And then do the same with this. Oh, dang it. Okay, let me back up. Scale it. Copy that amount. And do the same here. Perfect. Much better. Whoopsies. Zooming out. Okay. But we are going to call it here for the morning session. Oh, my camera. For the morning session, it is lunchtime for Sam, so we're going to go ahead, put a pin in this for now. Excuse me. Come back. I think we can finish most of the modeling today. Yeah, definitely tomorrow. We did get a late start today. Then we'll switch over to working on Frank Avenue, and then that'll be the day. But for now, lunch. So thank you, everyone. AP, Pixie, Pixel, Frank. Who else came by? Era, Snardom, Arctic, Val, if you're out there. Albin. Thank you all for hanging out, making my morning. It's been fun, and I'm glad to be getting back in the rhythm of the week. And I look forward to hanging out with y'all very soon. See y'all in about 1 hour or so. Bye. Bye. Bye.